Hey guys, Kevin here with Hunt Source. So probably the two most talked about sights on the internet, the Axcel Driver and the UV2 Slider. Now I've had the opportunity to use both, one more than the other. I've had the Axcel Driver for almost 4 months now. I picked it up at the end of July. I took it on a goat hunt in the middle of August. I hunted elk with it all September. This is a great sight for anybody who's thinking about buying this sight. I had this sight on my Lift X and then later on the AX2. And I've had the UV2 Slider for about a month now. Got the arc in about the middle of October. I've had the sight for about the same. I've put a lot of reps through this sight. I have taken it out on some whitetail hunts. So I just wanted to go over comparing the two, my personal thoughts on these two sights. We're going to talk about price. We're going to compare the differences, the major differences between the two, and I'm going to let you guys know at the end of the video what sight I'm picking for 2026. All right, well, let's start with the details of these two sights. So both these two sights are very similar. They both come in a direct mount, they both come in the Picatinny mount, and they both come in the bridge lock for Mathews. Now they all are also both available in a vertical 1 and 3 pin and a horizontal 3 and 5 pin. For myself, I like the 3 pin horizontal. Both of these sights are the 3 pin horizontal. So I think we should talk about the elephant in the room, price. Now these sights are not cheap. Neither of these sights is cheap. I remember not that long ago you could pick up a spot hog for 350 bucks or a black gold sight for 350 bucks. That just isn't the case anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, there is some good quality sights out there that you can get for 350 bucks Canadian. But when it comes to the top end models, nowadays you're going to be looking at spending close to $1,000 for a sight, unfortunately. So the UV2, now this is without the light cartridge. Now these prices I'm getting you are off Jimbo's Archery in Alberta. I'll put a link down below in the description so you guys can go check it out for yourself directly. So the light kit is an additional $170. That is for the UV2. So the direct mount for the UV2 is $849, the pick mount $924, and the bridge lock $999. So if you were to spend $1,000 on this sight with the bridge lock, another $160 for the light cartridge, you're $1,160, throw in some taxes and some shipping, man, you're close to $1,300 for a sight. Is it worth it? Well, let's dig in. So first of all, with this sight, this is probably the most ergonomical, accessible, and smoothest dial on any sight I've ever used. Now there is obviously some sights that I haven't used, so I can't compare apples to apples, but when it comes to these two sights, in terms of ergonomics and dial, I'm going to give it to the UV2. So with the UV2, the middle pin is not adjustable, which I am not a fan of. I like the ability to be able to adjust all my pins. So basically what you do is you're going to have to sight into 30 yards and then adjust your 20 and your 40 if you want them in a 20, 30, 40 increment. You don't always have to have that, and it's different for everyone. For me, I like the 20, 30, 40. I always zero my 20 pin at 20 and then go 30, 40. So for this one, I'd have to go to 30 yards, sight in my red pin, which is my middle pin, and then do my 20 and my 40. Another thing about the pins I don't love is to adjust these pins, you use an Allen key, same as the driver. However, on the driver, you loosen the Allen key for the corresponding pin you want to move, and then it has a micro adjust knob at the bottom, which really fine tunes your yardages for your pins. I love that. With the UV2, you have to manually do it, and it's not as easy to do as the driver. The driver also has a sunshade, which I absolutely love. I think that's a big bonus. The UV2 light cartridge, obviously, is a heck of a lot better than on the driver. The driver does not come with one. You have to buy an aftermarket. As you can see, this is just a generic aftermarket light kit. It comes with different threads, different size threads, and it simply screws into there. One reason I don't love that is, as you can see how far it sticks out. And as you can tell, this is just plastic. So if you're rough on things like I am, there's a good chance it's going to get broken. But I mean, both of these are chargeable, which is super nice. It's just a regular Type-C charger. That's great. Again, first, second, third axis for both of these sights. Super easy to adjust, especially your third axis for both of these sights. Actually, second and third axis, especially for both these sights. You just loosen the one screw, and then it has a micro adjust screw down below on the driver. It's right there for the second axis. For the UV, it's on the inside. The bubble on the UV2 is awesome. It's a lot better than on the driver. As you can tell, it is a lot bigger, a lot clearer. The driver is better than a lot of sights, however, just not as big and bright as the UV. The dial, the wheel adjustment on the driver, as you can see, it is nice. It's better than previous versions that Axcel had, like the Landslyde. For the Landslyde, I would always just take a rubber tire off one of my kids' toys and put it on there just so it's easier to grab. But they did do upgrades to this wheel. It is nice and big. However, it is definitely not as nice or smooth as the UV is. It also has a real nice quick gang adjustment there, knob there. You can do with or without it. It's just a lot harder and slower without it. If you want to move it fast, you just flick that up, which is really nice. On the driver, it's actually on the top here, which isn't horrible, but it's definitely not as nice as the UV is. To adjust your windage, there probably is no better system than on the Ultraview. You simply pull this piece out, this little knob, and then you adjust that in or out for your windage. I'm not a fan of the driver. On the driver, it'd be this way. You have to reach around the front, and you have this stubborn little knob here, and then you adjust your windage on this other knob on the inside. I mean, it's not horrible. I just don't love it. That's all. I don't like it as much, and it's not as easy and as smooth as the UV2. So for me personally, well, actually, let's hit the price here for the driver. I haven't touched on that yet. So the driver for the direct mount, again, these all come in the same direct mount, Picatinny, bridge lock. So like I was saying, for the direct mount, for the UV without light kit, $849. For the driver, $749. So it is exactly $100 cheaper. The pick mount for the driver, $724, $924, so $200 cheaper for the driver, and the bridge lock, $724, $999. So substantially cheaper. And then like I said, you still have to add a light cartridge to that. So these are both direct mount sights. I am over the bridge lock system, I'm over the pick system. I'm going back to everything side mount. I was a fanboy for a while for the bridge lock. Everything had to be bridge lock, everything had to be streamlined, but I'm over that now. Direct mount for me is the way to go. Now let me give you a little reason why before I tell you. I'm 47 years old. My eyesight is not as good as it was 10 years ago. All of a sudden, when I hit about 42, 43, my eyesight started getting worse, and everything that got closer got blurry. And anybody who's in their 40s knows what I'm talking about. So, as you can see, with the direct mount on the UV, where's the hole? So right there. It is about 4, maybe 5 inches to the pin from the front of the riser. Now, that's not bad if you didn't have the issue that I have with your eyesight. So there's a fine line for me of where my pins can sit and they're not blurry. If it comes in too close, the pins get blurry. If it's out a little further, no problem. I can see the pins fine. So on the driver, the dovetail bar is nice and long in comparison to the UV. As you can tell there, it is substantially longer off your riser than the UV2 is. For me, all the other things I can overlook with the driver. This is still a great sight. Like I said, I used this on my goat hunt. I used it on my elk hunting this year. And this is a great sight. I really do like this sight. The more I used it, the more I liked it, the more I got familiar with it. And that's going to be the same for anything. So I'm going to be using the driver this year. I'm looking forward to it in 2026 for, I've got a fallow deer hunt coming up. Going to be hunting some cougars in February. Then April we're into turkey, spring bear, and then we'll see what happens with LEHs and the summer hunts going on in throughout the fall. I know we're going to be doing another goat hunt, taking the boys on that, so that's going to be a good time as well. So yeah, for me, it's this one. Hope that helps, guys. If you guys are looking at either one of these sites, you're definitely not going to go wrong with either site. I mean, you know, if you don't have an issue, I think if I didn't have an issue with my eyesight, I would definitely be going the UV2. If you don't mind spending the extra bucks, this is probably one of the best sights on the market, but this is too. So this one is a little bit cheaper, but I mean, if you're spending, you know, 800 bucks on a sight, what's another 200 bucks more? But anyway, hope that helps, guys.